Today we're in Trondheim, Norway, a city that completely surprised us in the best way. We didn't book a shore excursion for this stop, so we just walked off the Celebrity Apex with a short list of places we wanted to check out and figured we'd explore as we went. And honestly, it ended up being one of our favorite port days of the entire cruise. Trondheim is beautiful, super walkable, and full of incredible architecture and views around every corner. From strolling along the colorful harbor to climbing up to the old fortress for panoramic views of the city, to stepping inside one of the most stunning cathedrals we've ever seen, this day had a great mix of history, scenery, and just enjoying the pace of the city. So come along with us as we show you exactly what we did and share a few tips, including a mistake we made that you'll definitely want to avoid on your own visit. Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us. Today we've stopped in Trondheim, which is our last stop in Norway. We plugged the major sites into Google Maps and we're just going to walk to go see them. It should take about an hour round trip, it's saying, so it seems like a very walkable city. Let's go. Our first stop of the day was the Old Town Bridge, which leads to that iconic view of the colorful waterfront buildings along the river. But on the way there, we actually stumbled upon an unexpected little viewpoint that ended up being one of our favorites. On Google Maps, it's labeled as Bryggerekka Bruktmarked. It's named after the flea market that happens here on Sundays, but even when there's no market going on, this is such a great spot to see the wooden warehouses lined up along the water. The view is classic Trondheim. Bright buildings, calm river, and the Old Town Bridge just off in the distance. We're at the wharfs and it's beautiful. Will's decided he needs to get in the water.
And the river actually feels really nice. If I had my swimsuit on, I'd go for a swim for sure.
From there, it was just a short walk over to the Old Town Bridge. This is one of the most photographed spots in Trondheim, and once you see it in person, it's easy to understand why. The Old Town Bridge dates back to the late 1600s and originally served as the main connection between the city center and the neighborhood across the river. In those days, the bridge was part of the city's defensive fortifications, and it even had gates that could be closed for protection. Today, the gates are still there, but purely for decoration, and they give the bridge that really distinctive, almost fairy tale look. Now, the bridge is mostly used by pedestrians and cyclists, and is just a pleasant place to cross. From here, you get that postcard-perfect view of the colorful old wharf houses lining both sides of the river. It's one of those spots where you can't help but stop and take a few photos, or just lean over the railing for a minute to enjoy the view. After that, we crossed the bridge and headed straight up the nearby hill to check out the military fortress at the top of the city. We're here at Kristiansten Fortress. It's got really great views from up here, and it's free to walk around the outside and check out all the old military stuff. Pretty cool. From up here, you can see the whole city laid out below you. The river, the colorful buildings along the wharf, and the fjord in the distance. The fortress itself dates back to the late 1600s and was built after a massive fire destroyed most of Trondheim. It was designed to help protect the city from future attacks, and it actually played a role in Norway's defense during the Great Northern War. Today, it's open to the public and has a small museum inside, but honestly, the highlight for most visitors is just wandering around the old stone walls and soaking in these panoramic views. From the fortress, we headed back down into the city towards Nidaros Cathedral, which completely took our breath away. Even from a distance, you can see its tall spires rising above the skyline, and up close, the detail is just unbelievable. Nidaros Cathedral is considered one of the most important churches in Norway, and actually in all of Scandinavia. Construction began in the 11th century, right over the burial site of Saint Olaf, the Viking king who helped bring Christianity to Norway. Over the centuries, it's been expanded and restored, blending Gothic and Romanesque styles into this stunning storybook-looking cathedral. Every inch of the facade is covered in intricate carvings and statues, and the inside is just as impressive. Soaring vaulted ceilings, beautiful stained glass windows, and an atmosphere that feels both grand and peaceful at the same time. It's easy to see why this is one of Trondheim's most visited landmarks and such an important part of Norwegian history. Even if you've seen a lot of cathedrals while traveling Europe like we have, this one really stood out to us as something special. It definitely reminded us of Frozen if you've seen that movie. For centuries, this cathedral has been one of the most important pilgrimage destinations in Northern Europe. Pilgrims once traveled from all across Scandinavia to visit the shrine of St. Olaf, which made Trondheim a major spiritual and cultural center long before it was a popular cruise stop. Over the next few hundred years, Nidaros Cathedral grew into an incredible structure that we see today. It was expanded in the 12th and 13th centuries, blending Romanesque foundations with Gothic architecture, creating that stunning mix of rounded arches, tall spires, and intricate stone carvings. The The building has survived fires, war, and countless restorations, yet somehow still feels timeless. Much of what visitors see today was carefully rebuilt in the late 1800s and early 1900s using traditional methods to preserve its medieval design. Knowing that this cathedral has stood here for nearly 1,000 years through everything Norway has experienced makes stepping inside feel especially meaningful.
This is the Nidaros Cathedral, and it was definitely the highlight of the day so far. Make sure you check the seasonal hours. I checked this a week ago before we left and thought it was open until 6 p.m., but it turns out it was only open until 2 p.m. We arrived with like 20 minutes left, so make sure you're checking the season if you're coming here. It was totally worth the ticket price to go inside. That was 140 Norwegian kroner per person, and it was beautiful. We spent about 20 minutes inside, and that was about the right amount of time anyway. So it's right next to the Archbishop's palace, so make sure you leave yourself time to do that as well. But you can see how gorgeous it is on the outside as well as the inside.
Right outside, there's a big open plaza with plenty of benches and a green space, so it's a great spot to just sit for a bit, take in the view of the cathedral, and listen to the beautiful church bells if you happen to time it right. Or you could even grab a snack there and just enjoy the atmosphere before continuing through the city.
Right next to the cathedral is the Archbishop's palace. Like I was saying, we got here a little too late, so make sure to leave yourself time, but it looks pretty cool, very medieval.
The Archbishop's Palace is one of the oldest secular buildings in all of Scandinavia. Construction began in the 12th century, around the same time as the cathedral, and it served as the residence and administrative center for the Archbishops of Nidaros. Back then, this was a political and religious heart of Norway, where church leaders held incredible influence over the entire region. Today, parts of the palace are museums, with exhibits that include the Norwegian crown jewels and artifacts from the Middle Ages. From there, we spent the rest of the day just wandering through the streets of Trondheim. Everywhere we turned, there were little shops, cozy restaurants, and statues tucked into corners or small squares. It's such a walkable city, the kind of place where you don't really need a plan because every street seems to lead to something interesting.
One thing I did want to mention is that not a single time on this trip did we need cash. Prices are listed in Norwegian kroner, which is about 10 to 1 for the US dollar, so a really easy mental conversion, but we've used a credit card for everything, or tap to pay or Apple Pay. It's been available literally everywhere. American Express was accepted about half the time, but Visa's been accepted everywhere.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our adventures. If you want to see more from this cruise or check out our other Norway port stops, we'll link a playlist right here. We absolutely loved visiting Norway and would recommend it to anybody. It's such a beautiful country to explore. If you have any questions about our day in Trondheim or any of the other ports or the Celebrity Apex cruise in general, feel free to leave a comment below. We'll see you in the next video and safe travels.